So I'm going to terminate the speaker wire. Kind of get this out of the way for when the cabinets come. You know, it's really unnecessary to run equidistant wire, you know, left, right, center. But I like symmetry, so the wire's cheap. I mean, so what I'll do here, just shove this back in the wall. That way I have extra slack. Not that I should ever need it, but so, you know, again in here, I'm going to have 3.1. So I'm going to have a center channel, the matching center to the fronts. I'm not going to have rears in here because, again, most of the time I'm going to be listening to any kind of music or anything. It's going to be firing outside. I wanted to keep music contained. You know, there is a house back here about 200 feet or so. Another person's house. So I decided not to do outdoor speakers here because of that. And I'll get plenty of sound out in the wash bay just from this area. So this is 14 gauge, 2 conductor, CL rated or in-wall rated wire. Then I'm going to do I'm going to terminate on a wall plate. I bought these from Mono Price, just some cheapies. There really isn't any reason to spend a bunch of money on these. Just to make it look clean. You know, in the old garage, I just had the wire coming out of the side of the cabinets because the back wall was block. Well, here, I have the option to, you know, pre-wire this. And I'll just do probably basic banana connections when, you know, when I put the speakers on the countertop. You know, to be honest, it seemed like such a simple thing, such a good idea. You know, I have the money to build the garage. I just, you know, I get nervous. I've never spent that much money in one place. You know, I figure the garage is probably going to cost me 150, you know, close to 200 grand. So we'll see how it goes. I really, I don't want to say need a garage, but for what I do and how much I enjoy it, I'd rather make other sacrifices in life, not do other things, so that I can enjoy the garage, you know, spend time with my friends there, and bring you guys all along, and whatever happens inside of it. Learned from an electrician a long time ago. The flathead screws always face vertically. I was actually for I don't know how long it was, probably a year and a half combined. I was an electrician's assistant when I was in high school. Actually, no, it was when I was in college. You'd think I'd know a little bit more about electricity, being as I'm an electrical engineer. There's a big difference between being an electrical engineer and an electrician. Electricians actually do real work. Electrical engineers understand the concept behind it, but we're not doing it every day. So I hired somebody to do the electrical work in here just to be safe. Especially since I'm going to have some weird, higher voltage needs with tons of lights and AV equipment, and then the pressure washer, of course. So let's see sort of the cleanliness of having a wall plate versus wire sticking out. So let's do this one. I'm telling you, this rubber tracks is awesome. It's just so comfortable. Just standing here, comfortable on my feet. Be much smarter if I had the right tool for this, but go. Making a mess on my pretty black floors. So, I don't know if I mentioned, I have Dyne Audio Excite X14s, and then which are the current version of the X16s, bookshelf speakers, Silk Dome, the sort of famous Dyne mid-range drivers. And then I have a JL 12-inch E-sub. So this room's gonna sound pretty good. And then I had to buy the Excite X24 center because the X22 is actually the one that matches, but they don't make that anymore, and I couldn't find one used, so see if we can make this work without messing it up. Yep. So the E-sub will go over here, and then left, right, and center above the TV. I haven't completely figured out what shelf I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do, especially for the center, I'm gonna do a stainless. I don't think I'm gonna do the Griots shelves again. It really doesn't fit the bottles that I use. The bottle holders are too big, and I don't like the smaller shelves as much. They're a little too flimsy. So I'm either gonna make my own or I'm gonna figure something out. Yeah, red on top, always red on top. So I mean, these are really simple. There's just a hole in this, like any normal speaker terminal. Just want to make sure you don't get, do it clean. Only takes a second to do it cleanly. You don't want any threads or pieces of wire jumping from positive to negative. Torque it down so they don't come out. As much as it stinks doing this in the summer, summer's better for me to do projects like this just because I have a lot of snowbird clients that take off up north. Nobody wants to deal with their financial guy in the summer. So I usually take it easier on them, just do a single review or just call them. There just seems to be a little less sense of urgency in this summer than other months, especially with the market touching all-time highs again. People tend to relax. Not that I really care about that day-to-day stuff. It really doesn't matter in the grand scheme. Ultimately, people want to hear from me, and so I'm really regimented about calling people, but honestly, I'm obsessing about it all day, every day, so there's no reason for me to even talk to them, but I get that you definitely want to hear what's going on with your life savings, so I check in with everybody on a regular basis. You have clients all over the country, so I call them whenever, on a schedule, but call them whenever they pop up on my schedule. And of course, people call me all the time if they need anything. But because people know that I'm so insane, they don't bother me very often. Because there's no way that anybody's going to watch it as much as I do. Alright, so we got this one lined up. Let's put the plate on here. I'm not sure if I should do the center. I'm not sure what the center is going to look like yet, as far as mounting it. I might just do it, just to make it feel good, make it look clean. There we go. So these little details. This to me is the super fun part. Putting in the little details that just sort of clean everything up. So I'll do the center channel. You don't need to watch me do that.
Come see Daddy. Come over here. Can you wave to everybody? Wave to the camera. Say hi, everybody. Baby Bell's getting big. Big tail.